It was good. Thanks for tuning in. It's Marco from Digital Dash Trading. Today we're going to be doing our futures forecast for the week of October 1st. And first things first, we're just going to be jumping right into the chart, starting on the weekly. On the weekly, our first area that we want to watch is, of course, this 4386.5 area. Right there's this is going to be an important level, and the fact that we kind of failed to push back through it already could be giving us clues. So, it's just simple price action, simple support and resistance can let us know here that this 4380-ish area is an important area, right? And that's just on the weekly, but that's what we saw. So going down on the daily, we start to see more, why that is, right? Pulling up our drawings, we had, this was a level of support in the past. It's possibly acting as a level of resistance now. We had some daily supply there, as well as some 4-hour supply. So we're having a hard time getting through this level. But that is an important level, of course, with these gap candles above it, right? And then if we do break above and start holding back in that area, there's a lot of potential to the upside, because this is a pretty nice range, especially from down here in the 4380s up back into the 4469. That's kind of its own range. And then above that, 4460 and pushing back up into this area of price, right? So that's the first thing I like to do when I'm doing my analysis is identify ranges and identify kind of what's happening and make sure, and then market structure, of course. But that's the first thing I like to do, is just identifying the range. Earlier this week, Friday, we did push up into that 4380 area, and we started seeing it act as resistance. So that's something to watch. As we break down to the 4-hour, it's kind of the same thing. Also, where are we at in the market? 4-hour, we're getting a nice push down. This was a nice big pullback. So usually I wait for 2 candles. I'll say, okay, boom, this is a pullback. And then these are the highs that need to be protected, right? This was a nice pullback as well. But if we're looking at these highs to stay intact for the downtrend on the 4-hour, then we've already seen a change of character. And then what caused that? We filled the gap on the daily. We filled this gap and pushed into demand, right? So we tapped into the daily demand, and price started showing us that it could be signs of changing from this bearish price action we've been seeing to bullish. So what else do we need to see to confirm that going into the rest of the week? First things first, we definitely started seeing some demand get left behind. Again, we wanted to see that close back above 43.40, 43.38. We also covered that in Discord during the week. We said we wanted to see a close above those areas, and we were getting switches on the 5-minute all the way up to the 1-hour. That the trend was changing. We got that switch, but then price changed back. So that's another thing we want to talk about going into next week. I'm definitely sizing down. We're getting into these, we're making ranges, we're breaking ranges, we're falling back into ranges, right? So it's very easy to see choppy price action. It's very easy to consolidate here, because now we're entering ranges that we're trying to hold. We're slowly taking out supply. We're slowly taking out these supply zones, but they are acting as resistance. We may push through and then trickle back and fall back into this range. Like we see, we pushed into supply. We couldn't hold this range we broke, but it was bullish that we broke that range. So we're seeing signs of buyers trying to enter the market, but we're also seeing signs that sellers are still here. So that's a recipe for consolidation. That's a recipe for chop. So if you're not, or me, should I say, if I'm not going to sit out and wait for conditions to become more favorable, then you're really going to have to make adjustments. And I'm going to have to make adjustments to how I'm executing trades. And, as far as patience, what zones I'm taking, everything. And the biggest thing I learned last week taking a loss was that all my time frames have to be in alignment, right? When it comes to consolidating conditions, the time frames will flip from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish very quickly. And you got to read what's happening on the charts. You can't just say, okay, well, the 1-hour is still bullish. So I got to be looking for buys, even if the 5-minute took out structure and now it's bearish on the 5-minute. You can't be stuck in that overall bias, because now the market conditions are trending. So the trend is changing, every time price fluctuates, right? It's just going sideways. So it's going to take out structure, change, create structure, take out structure. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be trending conditions. So I'm definitely going to have to size down, because things can get confusing. But going back into the actual technical analysis of it, what do I want to see? So far, let's see. So far, price has already changed on, let's see, the 30-minute that we switched back. So we're bearish right now. So far on the 30-minute, we pulled back. What's the new area we're watching? This was kind of like the new area we're watching because this pullback was pretty nice. So I really want to see. I'm gonna move this to these highs so I can show you guys what I want to see. This was the new 30-minute push that I want to keep intact. 2 candle pullback, so that checks off my, that's checks me off. On the 1 hour, I'm going to use 1 candle pullback because this was such a big candle. This was such a big pullback that I'm going to qualify this as an actual pullback. It was almost a 30-point pullback. I'm going to qualify that as an actual pullback. So on the 1 minute, I want to see a break above this 43.34, 43.35, a push and close above that area and hold above that area on the 1 hour for the 1 hour to change the bullish. This also is going to change the 30-minute because this is the range for the 30-minute, right? We break these. If we break these lows, we continue this bearish trend. If we take out these highs, we put in a change of character to maybe start a bullish trend. So if we take out, same place on the 30-minute, and that's the key here. All of my time frames, and especially the time frame that I'm executing on, should be flipping to whatever I want to do. So if I want to get calls above this 43.35 is what I'm going to be looking to take. Or longs above this 43.35, which I'm looking to take. All of my time frames, the 5-minute, the 15-minute, 30-minute, and the 1 hour should be looking bullish. Right? If we look back to the left, this is also a nice area of possible support turn resistance here. So that's also what I like to see. But yeah, a push and close above this level. And I hopefully want to see new demand being created at this level. Some solid, obvious, clear new demand that gets created at this level that we can retest and hold and continue to move higher. Of course, first targeting this 10-minute zone, and up. These zones, though, getting taken out, these zones could act as momentum for further pushes to the upside. I think it's going to be a slow grind to the upside because we are going to be coming into a lot of this resistance on the way up. But if the trend changes to bullish, then I cannot sell at these zones. I cannot sell at these supports. I'll simply use them as targets, maybe, but I cannot sell at these supports, right? We just pushed into a supply zone, and we got to move down from it, which was respected even after we got price changed to bearish, right? So we still got a rejection, which I'll take, but that rejection wasn't enough to continue to trend the bearish trend down, right? It wasn't enough to go take out these new lows. So just because we tap into supply, the old me will continue selling at these supply zones when the trend changed to bullish, and I will continue to get slaughtered. And of course, we're going to come into this zone and we're going to get a rejection. It's going to look like things are going to sell off, and then the zone's going to get invalidated. It's probably the same thing we're going to see here if this doesn't hold. Now, if this zone does continue to hold, and we get a push lower and we run these lows, right? We want to see this support area hold, as I'm going to show you guys on lower time frames. Let's go look now. But of course, we got our level established. 43.36, 43.35. We want to see a strong push through this level. Hopefully, we want to see demand get created that can hold. What I'm not really interested in seeing is a strong push through this level and then falling back down, right? Because falling back down at that point, we're going to start changing back to bearish on a lower time frame. So I can't look for longs, can't look for calls. Everything has to be aligned. So on the lower time frame, what are we seeing so far? We're seeing some support form down here. I wouldn't really mark this up as demand, but there was a nice buying imbalance coming from it. And now we are just using that as support, right? It's not anything. We're not bouncing from it, taking out highs. So I do want to see if we push back into this, what happens? Do we push into this and break it? That'll give us, signs that maybe we'll run these lows and the trend will continue down from the supply, right? That'd be nice to see. But if this pushes down and holds, and then we start pushing up again and this zone breaks, that's going to be very bullish. It's going to be a very bullish sign. Now, some people can, you could speculate down here, take small size or whatever you want to do. If you guys are trading overnight, I mean, if you guys are risky like that, put in some small size and see if this zone holds, or wait for price to push down here and see if the zone holds, you know. But I wouldn't play any longs until I get some, you know, more confirmation, especially on the higher time frame. So really, this is really a test of discipline and really a test of my patience to make sure that I can stick to the plan and wait for confirmation before I take some of these riskier trades against the sellers. But that's where we're at right now. I mean, previously, earlier in the week, I mean, we've seen the seller step in, we've seen the buyer step in, we've seen what the sellers can do. But it's like we're just pushing into these zones, taking them out. It's going to be a slow grind up, I believe. There's a lot of overhead resistance. There's a lot of overhead supply that's getting created. But if the buyers are going to continue to leave us clues that the market is holding, you know, then we should have no problem taking these zones out on a move higher. So that's the bullish. I mean, that's the bullish scenario. Of course, the bearish scenario is a continuation to the downside. We've already put in new lows. We've already taken out structure, right? Especially previous structure that we're watching. But things got choppy. There wasn't immediately continuation. There wasn't, you know what I mean? There was strong buying that was met, you know, so we really got to wait and see. Any supply to the upside that there's no quality supply zones to the upside that I really like. And that's the thing that's concerning. This is going to be the first area we want to watch. But of course, if we break above this 43.35 and we switch to a bullish bias, it would be self-deletion to try to short this zone right here, right? If we flip to a strong bullish bias, this zone is going to get ran pretty hard. So yeah, that's why I'm going to be targeting the 43.65 and targeting up here if this zone gets ran. But it could be another one of those scenarios where we're not seeing just this strong, evident, obvious bull trend. I don't think we're going to see a strong, evident, obvious bull trend until we're strongly pushed above this 43.84, this 43.90 area. I don't think we're going to see a strong bullish push until we're back above the 4400s again, honestly. I would even want to see us above this like 44.20. Then I think price could really just start running. We got nice gaps above you know, 44.10 and stuff like that. I think we can get nice price action, nice clean price action. But right now, look, there's plenty of highs, there's plenty of supply, right? A bunch that was getting formed just on the way down. So seeing price struggle to get up and get past these areas is no surprise at all. It's no surprise at all. Now, the thing is, we have to try to spot these clues that the trend is changing early. We got to try to spot it early. We want as much confirmation as we can, but, you know, what are we going to do? Sit out of the market until price breaks back above 44.10? That's an option, right? We can expect a lot of chop all through here. All through here, we can expect a lot of chop. So if we're looking to go long, should we just, you know, wait until we're clear through? That's an option. That's definitely an option. Or are we going to, you know, adapt our strategy, adjust our risk, and test out theses that have a high probability of working out? This 43.66 is going to be important for me to watch as well. 43.56. Yeah, like this entire supply right here is going to be important for me to watch. This is going to be our first target. I was saying before, there's no quality supplies above. I think that's a quality supply above. I think that is a quality supply above. So those are what we're going to be using as targets if we do go long. We're going to be targeting these areas. First, 43.56. Not first. First, 43.45, 43.46, and then 43.56. But the very first thing we're looking for this week is for price to push and hold above here to show us that bulls are entering the market. And bulls are trying to show intent. So yeah, we got a bounce from demand a while ago, and so far it looks like it's holding up. We definitely have to get through this area though. We definitely have to get through this area, and then we'll look and see what structure continues to form, what price action does for the rest of the week. You know, if price starts consolidating, we're trying to keep our eyes out for all of these things here. So not too much. Again, you know, this is the part, you know, technical analysis is kind of over with. This is the part where I'm really going to the psychology and execution side of things. I gotta be disciplined this week. I gotta be patient this week. I have to adjust my risk for sure this week. As you can see, things are getting choppier, right? Price action is not as clean as when it was when, you know, price is trending down. Things are super clear. Things are super obvious. Supply is getting created, pushed into it, and the trend continues lower. It's not that anymore. We're seeing the trend start to change. We're seeing ranges start to form. We're seeing a little bit more consolidation start to happen at important areas. And I have to continue to trade what I'm seeing, what the market is telling me, not what I think. Again, Friday, I'm gonna make a video about it, going over my journal and how I journaled the loss. But I was trading what I was thinking was gonna happen instead of trading what price action was telling me, what market structure was telling me, the trend was changing, was trying to tell me. So yeah, that's what it's about. It's trying to be proactive, you know, try to have some foresight and use the clues that the market is actually showing me now to form a thesis as to what can happen and where we can get in a good area and anticipate for something to happen at. So that's going to be the biggest thing for me this weekend or this week, is being patient and reading what the market is telling me. You know, like I said, not the most ideal conditions to trade. Of course, I would love for this to just be trending already, a bullish trend, leaving behind clear, obvious demand that we can put on defined risk at and continue to ride the trend higher, put in new highs, right? Take out highs, leave demand at those highs and just trade like that. That would be perfect. But that's not what I'm seeing right now. And in order for me to continue to make money and be able to extract money out of the markets, I have to adjust according to market conditions and according to the context of the market, right? Luckily, we've been actively trading for the last week. So we were able to pick up on some of the clues that the market was leaving behind. So hopefully, you know, we can use that information to make an informed trading decision and put on defined risk. So yeah, that's what we're looking to do this week, guys. If you guys trade along with me, I mean, I'll send updates in Discord. But make sure you guys check out the TikTok. Let me know what you guys are trading in the comments. If you guys aren't trading futures, if you're looking at NQ, let me know what's going on in NQ, because I need to be informed as well, right? I like trading both indices and making sure they line up and correlate as well. So if you guys got something on NQ that you're seeing, let me know in the comments. And make sure you guys go follow the TikTok, go follow the Instagram, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.